Hi, my name is Kipp. I'm going to be presenting how oppression leads to empowerment. So, something that I've noticed and a claim that I've made is that people want whatever they don't have and will work towards gaining it, even in the face of adversity. Because when something is important to you and you notice that something is something you don't have, you're going to be like, okay, well, how come I can't have it? And so when people are saying, no, you can't have this, you can't do this, you're not allowed, people get angry. And the anger tends to rise up and turn into something more, turn into some sort of movement. Like, for example, the Egyptian Revolution of 2011 was a big deal for Egyptians because they're like a country full of poverty and violence and like discrimination and restrictions. And this thing was the first time people had started to gather together and work together to create some sort of change. Like, you had so many people who gathered in the street and they were opposing how they're restricted, and they were also clashing with the police because this was something that they cared about, and they weren't going to just stand by and keep being frustrated, because what did that accomplish for them? Nothing. So Will Ghanem, he's an internet activist, and he was also a participant in the 2011 revolution. He says that actually when people went to the street the first time, it was thousands of people in Alexandria. It was amazing. You have this mass gathering of people in peaceful protests, but protests nonetheless, working together to encourage this take back of rights and this gaining of rights that they hadn't had before. And they wouldn't have been able to do this without all the support from everyone. And also, humans crave the ability to live the life their way they want. And when they no longer have that choice and that ability, people will not just sit there and be like, oh yeah, I guess I have to be okay with this. Like, for example, live streaming. It's become extremely more prominent nowadays because social media has become a big platform for people. So you have live streaming where you talk about violence, you're using these videos to show truth that government and other people are trying to hide, and you're raising huge amounts of awareness to a problem that may not have been able to be seen if not video recorded, because when people see it, they can't dispute it. So Lexi Pandel wrote an article for Wired talking about how live streaming is transforming activism around the world, and she's saying more and more people, not just in the United States, are using this to document police violence, which is a huge problem in the United States and everywhere else. And without this kind of oppression of rights, I don't think people would have been as motivated to come forth and get together if they hadn't. However, there is something called the barrier of fear, where people are afraid that they're going to die, afraid of the consequences that are posted online. They think that if they do interact, they're just going to make things worse. So oppression can scare society into a silence that is counterproductive, because when people are too scared to do something, or they're afraid of what's going to happen if they do something, they're going to stay quiet and they're not going to make a difference. But even though majority of people are scared, there are those few brave people who stand up. And once those brave people stand up to make a difference, then you have a whole bunch of people who start joining in, because they see if they can do it, then why can't I? Because everyone's frustrated and everyone wants change. So the more brave people come in, the more and more maybe not so brave people come in to start battling this together, because there's power in numbers and people start to realize that. So in conclusion, you have people who are suppressed who will rise and fight back because of have you heard the phrase, knock down 5 times, stand up 6? Because people aren't going to just let you push them around, because they don't want to be on the ground. They want to be able to stand up and protect themselves and other people, and to be brave for others who cannot, because you don't have everyone in the world being like, oh, I'm super brave and I'm going to do this because I want to. Some people need to be pushed. And the hardships that people are facing is causing them to be frustrated, and everyone wants a change. So once you have people, like that frustration reach a certain point, more and more people will start to stand up and fight back to reclaim the equality they think is just. Because people want the freedom to live the way they want, and if people take away that freedom, then the more and more people become angry and hurt and feel like they're being removed of things that they think they deserve. So people begin to just work together to create change. These are my information sources. Thank you.
Dylan. I have a question for you.
Yes, listen.
What additional questions emerge from the research? What are these questions important?
For me, I think a big question is why does it take this type of oppression to make change? I think that a lot of people will stand idly by until they see that something is personally affecting them. And I think another big question could be like, why do things need to affect you personally before you start to do something or care about something? Yeah, I think those are the questions.
Okay. I also have another question. How did your research question evolve as you moved through the research process? Did your research go in a different direction that you originally planned on?
Yeah, actually, I was starting out my research talking about government restriction, and I was talking about how government restricting these rights creates a lot of empowerment for people. But I realized that that was a little too specific, and I wanted to expand it out and see what I could find. And I found that it's not only government that oppresses people; it could be any type of person, any type of oppression, anywhere. And it kind of got more developed and more evolved because I tried to focus on the fact how I'm interested in this as well and how my interests could reflect the information that I'm finding. And so basically it just kind of evolved from being okay, here's the basis of it, to being more, okay, how can I find examples and how can I delve more into it to discover what I'm actually trying to say.